Hey y'all, it's Coral, and in this video I'll be talking about the timeline of BadBoyHalo's egg in the blood vines. This is a continuation of the timeline from this video and this video, so I'd recommend watching these two first if you haven't seen them. Also, YouTube made me this nice graph, and I really love it when people subscribe to improve the graph. Enjoy the video! March 16th. Quackity climbs Punz's tower and meets Bad.
You keep getting in my way, Quackity.
Okay, well, I told you that's exactly what I was gonna do. To be fair, I did kind of warn you.
Quackity says that the egg doesn't faze him and that Bad is just an asset to the egg, not a part of it. Bad retorts that he serves a purpose that Quackity could never understand. Quackity says that he's getting in Bad's way because Bad doesn't understand power. Bad says that Quackity is the one that doesn't understand and that there is no point in trying to explain it, and Quackity tells Bad not to waste his time anymore. Bad tells Quackity to stay out of his way. Quackity then offers to show Bad real power and leads him to Las Nevadas. March 24th. Ponk has taken prison keys and Sam wants them back, going as far as to cut off Ponk's arm. Ponk tells Sam,
"You say you have an issue being controlled by the egg and whatnot. Is the prison not controlling you?"
But Sam replies that this was of his own free will, unlike the choices he'd have to make under the egg. March 27th. Aerith says that they hate the vines and shows on their map in the museum how much the vines have really spread. They say that they need to target the spots where the vines sprouted to find the egg's weakness. Aerith says that they are supportive of pro-omelet, but they don't see them doing anything and that there are still vines everywhere. Aerith asks Foolish if he wants to destroy the vines, and the two of them decide to make a secret base of operations where they can plan against the egg. They both agree that they don't know enough about it. They claim Fundy's old secret base and make a secret side room for themselves. Foolish worries about the effects of the egg and that if they destroy the egg, it will destroy the minds of those under it, while Aerith says he's afraid to touch the egg and accidentally hatch it. They make a board and write down known and potential eggheads. Aerith says that people say that stepping on the vines will get you, but they both agree that a quick step hasn't affected them. But Foolish says not to nap on the vines. Foolish shows Aerith his temple and where the Eggpire blew up his statue, and Aerith says the vines seem to stay in the local area of the greater Dream SMP unless they go out of their way to attack someone far away. They then go to break some vines on Aerith's second castle/art museum, Punz's old house, and by the destroyed egg meeting room. Aerith theorizes that the vines are related to the mortal plane because after a failed attempt to revive Wilbur, the vines spread like crazy. They think that they messed up the natural order of things in the attempt. Both Foolish and Aerith agree that they don't want to hurt those under the influence of the egg, and they talk about seeing posters for a red banquet and that they don't know what it is, but Aerith worries that it will be a turning point in the egg's influence. They both want to attend in hopes that they will learn more about the egg. Aerith and Foolish say that they believe there are more people against the egg than with it, but they worry that the Eggpire will attack them for clearing the vines. March 29th. Vines have grown in Puffy's new house. She builds an Easter egg around the egg. April 7th. Bad starts out giving invitations to the Red Banquet. He says that the Eggpire has been clearing up the vines around the server and that the egg gave them permission to do so.
And we talked with the egg and we realized that maybe we have been coming across a little bit too brusque, as it were. I don't know if that's the right word, but we've been coming across a little bit too intense.
Ant tells Bad that he has started preparations and shows Bad the table that he has started down in the egg room. They both agree that they need to clean up some of the vines in there as well. Bad says the banquet will be mind-changing and
everybody's gonna walk away happy to be a part of something that's amazing.
Bad sees some of the pro-omelet posters and says that the egg just wants to get along with everyone now and that it understands the negative posters. Bad invites Sam to the banquet and nervously tells him that it will be in the egg room. Sam doesn't think it's a good idea, but Bad apologizes to him.
We want to apologize. We understand that we've come across a little too, intensely.
Sam agrees to bury the hatchet and says that he will attend the banquet. Next, Bad goes to Foolish. Foolish isn't happy to see him. Since the last time he saw Bad, it was when Bad blew up his statue. Bad tells him that the egg wants to apologize, and Foolish says that he doesn't 100% accept it, but that he will attend in hopes that they can make peace. But he warns Bad.
You know, I'll give you a chance, but one final chance, okay?
Oh.
Like anything at this party, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just anything. I will not hesitate to even just split that egg in half with a lightning bolt.
Ant and Bad then go to invite Puffy to the banquet. They tell her that they want to bury the hatchet, and Puffy says that she will give them the benefit of the doubt. She asks if she can break the vines now, and they say she can, and that they realize it isn't nice to put egg pieces all over the server. Bad ends the lore by saying everyone who comes to the banquet will not be the same when they leave, and that they will have a new perspective. April 12th. Quackity thanks a mystery person for getting him this spot near the broken egg meeting room. He digs down, saying he is going to destroy the egg. He falls into another brick maze and wonders who made it. Quackity finds a tunnel that leads behind the egg and takes out 3 stacks of TNT. He covers the egg almost completely in TNT and puts some around the room as well.
If I can get rid of this stupid thing, then Bad will stop being annoying.
Bad comes to the egg room and Quackity goes back to the maze, blocking the entrance with TNT. Quackity backs into the maze, placing more TNT as he sees Bad and Punz enter and start breaking some. Quackity tells Bad to stay where he is or he'll blow the place.
But what's gonna happen, Bad? Tell me exactly what the fuck's gonna happen, huh? What's gonna happen, Bad? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, you and me already have problems, Bad. You and me already have problems. Come on, come on.
Quackity says that the egg is a problem and that him and Bad can do big things together. Bad tells Quackity to stop getting in the way, and Quackity replies that he trusts Bad and is doing this for him. Bad and Punz corner Quackity and he threatens to light TNT. Quackity demands that Bad send Punz out of sight and Bad agrees. Quackity tells Bad that they can do great things together.
Don't do it.
Bad, before this egg thing, you were one of my closest friends, okay? And this means that we could do big things together, but in order to do big things together, we have to get rid of this fucking thing, alright?
Bad says he needs the egg and Quackity explodes the TNT.
Sorry, Bad. Sorry. Sorry, Bad. Sorry, Bad.
We see the maze explode, and it is shown reaching all the way up to the egg meeting room, but we don't see how it affects the egg. The maze is filled with lava, and the egg in reversed English says, "How dare you take this from me," as someone unknown escapes. April 17th. Hannah starts her stream saying it is her first day on the SMP. She starts building a house, and chat keeps asking her if she needs help and telling her to blink or cough, but she does the actions more times than they say to. She goes down to the egg room to find some pink wool to build her first house, but the entrance is blocked, so she tunnels next to the room as the egg speaks, and she says that something is drawing her there. Sam finds Hannah and asks what she is doing, and Hannah tells him that she is building her first house. Sam tells her that she has a house, but Hannah insists that this is her first day on the SMP, and that she fell asleep and woke up here, insinuating that she has been sleepwalking so far. It starts coming back to Hannah, but she doesn't know where her things are and says,
"It's all pretty fuzzy right now."
Sam brings her back to her house and they find her items in her chest, but she doesn't take her armor, saying that she likes her red, pink, and white leather armor, which happen to be the 3 colors that are associated with the egg. Sam destroys the new house she was building, saying it was bad juju, but Hannah says that she was told to build it in her dream. Then Hannah hits Sam, and Sam says that it hurts, but Hannah just laughs. Hannah tells Sam that she is fine and will go to sleep again, but suggests that he locks her in with obsidian. Hannah promises not to sleepwalk again as Sam places the obsidian. April 18th. Bad says that all the vines are cleaned up and he supposes that it is for the best. He goes to check in on the egg and see how it is doing since Quackity started causing trouble. Bad walks around the egg room showing off the walkways, dance floor, and dining area. The egg speaks and Bad seems annoyed with it.
I know. You don't have to say it anymore. I know.
He says that everything is going according to plan and that people will have no choice but to love the red banquet. Skeppy appears on top of the egg and Bad asks him why he's there.
Skeppy, why are you over here?
I want to be next to the egg.
I'm just worried about you. Okay?
You should worry about yourself, because I'm fine. Leave me alone.
Bad tells Skeppy that he doesn't have to buddy up with the egg and asks him to go on a walk, but Skeppy refuses, snapping at Bad to go away. Bad walks away, saying that all of this has been for Skeppy and he is very frustrated with him. He says that Skeppy is the reason that the egg survived Quackity's explosion because Skeppy was there to repair it. Skeppy asks if Bad wants to take a picture and Bad gets excited, but Skeppy snaps that he only asked because Bad kept staring at him. Bad looks at the red Skeppy statue and Skeppy says it looks good, but Bad says that he liked the way it looked before. Skeppy tells Bad to stop talking to him, so Bad tells him that there might be something wrong with the perimeter to get Skeppy to walk with him. Skeppy comes down from the egg as it growls, but Bad tells it to be quiet. As they walk, Skeppy stops on a magma block and Bad tells him to get off of it.
Yeah, you should probably get off that.
I like how it feels.
Oh my gosh, of course you do.
Skeppy tells Bad to take him to the problem in the perimeter and to stop wasting his time, so Bad tells him that a wall looks too perfect. Fed up with Bad, Skeppy goes back to the egg. Bad asks Skeppy if this much time around the egg is good for him, and Skeppy invites Bad to sit on the egg with him.
I invite you. Come on.
You invite.
Hurry up, it's now or never.
You invite You invite me, like...
Skeppy just wants to sit on the egg and not talk, but Bad gets frustrated. Bad tells Skeppy that he doesn't like his behavior, and Skeppy tells Bad that he doesn't want him there. Bad asks if they are still friends, and Skeppy responds,
Whatever you want, all right? In your head, we can be best friends, okay?
We
can be friends for life. Just leave me alone.
Oh my goodness. You actually said that. You're actually doing that right now.
Bad says he did everything for their friendship and is upset that Skeppy would rather spend time with the egg than him. Bad punches Skeppy off the egg, telling him to say that they are friends. Skeppy gets angry with Bad and says,
You left me for a long time before you even checked up on me, okay? And now all of a sudden you care about me. All of a sudden we're best friends and all you have is my best interest? I don't think so.
Then Skeppy tries to go back to the egg before Bad stops him. Skeppy calls Bad selfish for not letting him do what he wants, and Bad yells at him to apologize.
I want an apology. I don't want you to call all the sacrifices that I made for you selfish.
Bad starts shaking with anger and yells,
It's just a stupid egg,
not a stupid egg.
No! Skeppy, no! Skeppy! Skeppy, wait! No, I'm sorry! Skeppy!
Bad is distraught over what he has done and blacks out. He then wakes up to Blue Skeppy calling for him in a house.
Bad boy Halo, I know you can hear me.
But Bad leaves the house, and we see that it's on Big Daddy Island. April 23rd. Puffy, Sam, Hannah, and Foolish meet up to discuss the banquet. Sam tells them that the Eggpire said they want to turn a new leaf, and Puffy and Hannah say that Bad used the same line on them. They all say that they are a little sus, and Sam thinks that it was a very sudden change, which is weird, and Puffy agrees that she doesn't trust their intentions. They all agree that they should give them a second chance, but that they can't just blindly trust them either. Sam says that they should have a backup plan since armor and tools aren't allowed in. They decide to hide armor in the hall, and Puffy volunteers to sneak it into the banquet room. They say that the tools are just there as a precaution, not to cause trouble for no reason. Foolish says that they should come up with a code word in case things start going wrong, and Sam suggests platypi before they agree to use spruce boat. They all hope that the code word and tools will be unnecessary. The four of them leave, but Ant finds Sam and Hannah. He tells them that they can look forward to everyone getting along, becoming one, and turning over a new leaf. Sam whispers to Puffy to leave.
Okay, yeah, no. That sounds great. Platypi. Later, Ant.
Sam and Puffy worry about Ant saying that they will become one, and Sam fears that they can't trust Foolish and Hannah because they haven't been there since the beginning like they have, and therefore can't quite grasp how much the egg has changed Ant and Bad. Sam decides to set up a TNT trap where the egg meeting room used to be so that they can destroy the egg if they need to. They agree not to tell Hannah and Foolish, saying the less they know, the less danger they are in. Puffy says that she wants to trust that Bad and Ant are being honest, but too much has happened and that there's too much at risk. Meanwhile, Hannah fixes her house back to pink because she is part of the anti-egg group now. April 24th. Bad yells,
BadBoyHalo victory arc.
Bad invites Sapnap to the banquet, and Sapnap agrees to come. April 25th. The Red Banquet. Bad, Ponk, and Ant show off their banquet skins as people start to arrive. Ant greets them, and Ponk puts their things into the coat room. Foolish arrives, giving Ponk a cake. Outside, Puffy tells her chat that the armor has been placed in the banquet table. Bad talks to Sam and asks if he likes the party, but Sam is just glad that they are turning over a new leaf. Once everyone has arrived, Bad tells Ponk to set out the soup. Bad and Ant join everyone in dancing before Ponk tells them that dinner is served. The Eggpire sits at the head of the table while everyone else sits a few seats away. Bad asks if anyone wants to give a toast. Foolish stands, saying that he hopes everything is good after today, and...
So, cheers to a third, fourth chance.
Then Eret speaks as the monarch of the SMP, saying that it is awesome to see the SMP going back to being reunified, and that they hope that this is a new chapter for the community. Ponk then makes a short speech.
Long ago, an old man, a wise man, he once told me, people change. Like the tides in the ocean,
Oh, God.
They have said that, yeah.
Now, I really know they do.
Puffy toasts, saying that Ant and Bad used to be her friends before the egg separated them, and that she hopes that they don't have to sacrifice any more friendships. George asks what the soup is made of.
It's
Delicious flavored
100%
soup.
Organic, free-range beets.
Then Bad makes his toast.
I really appreciate you all coming. I would just like to say that I was very, very happy that we were able to gather everybody here together for what is, I'm sure, going to be a banquet that none of us are ever going to forget. And yeah, thank you for coming, everybody. Prepare to die.
As he finishes, people notice that lava has trapped them, realizing that they have all been tricked. Puffy says that she knew she couldn't trust Bad and uncovers their armor chest only to find it empty as the Eggpire puts on the armor she stashed.
Well, let's just say
sorry, Puffy. What? I had to do it.
Sam tells him that he had another plan and sets off the TNT.
The soup.
What?
You really thought you could defeat the egg with TNT? After Quackity tried that, we took proper preparations and we made it so that we wouldn't have to worry about TNT anymore.
Bad says it is time to start the executions as we see Ranboo climb across the vines above the table. Bad finally tells them what the egg needs.
See, in order for the egg to hatch, it needs energy, and it gets that energy by people dying near it. And that's the role that you guys are gonna fill.
Eric calls Bad a monster, and Bad decides to sacrifice him first. Foolish tells Bad to stop and tries to summon lightning, but it doesn't work.
You thought you could enter the egg's domain and beat it in a battle of power? Come on.
I thought...
You're in the egg's territory, Foolish.
I don't understand. It's suppressing me.
Bad and Ant then decide to start the sacrifices with Foolish instead. Puffy yells at them to stop and that Foolish is her son, but Ant tells her that this is her fault because she left the Eggpire instead of stopping them, and that she tried to protect everyone, but now they are all stuck with her. Then Ant kills Foolish. Quackity appears and tells Bad to stop. Quackity gives Puffy an axe while Bad looks at the egg. Techno, with his hounds, and Purpled come in to back up Quackity. Quackity says that Techno is his biggest enemy, but they both want to get rid of the egg. And Purpled says that Quackity offered a better price than the Eggpire did. Bad says it's 3 against 4, and Puffy yells,
"Not for long. Antfrost, you're dead!"
Wait, what?
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 Puffy, stop!
Where did Puffy get away with
You taking my kindness and weakness, Antfrost!
The battle begins, but Bad quickly tells Ponk and Hannah to retreat. Quackity tells Purpled to track them, but he loses them as they escape through the maze Quackity found. Bad tells Hannah and Ponk to split up and regroup later, and that Ant is gone. They leave, and Bad tells Chat that this was a train wreck, and that everything was leading up to this moment, but now Quackity and the others have the egg, and he can't do anything about it.
I just wanted what it could give me. I didn't really want to hurt anybody.
Bad worries that he was in the wrong as he boats away. Meanwhile, Sam says that he will build a prison for the egg, but Quackity wants to destroy it. Sam says he will have to find a way to destroy it, but until they find a way, he will lock it up. But Purple questions if locking it up would even work. Quackity asks Purple to lead everyone through the way they entered since the lava is blocking the other exit, but tells Techno and Sam that he wants to speak to them. They all get to the surface and H-Bomb passes out a remembrance gift of the beet soup that they were supposed to eat. Puffy is in shock.
My son died! And I killed my best friend! The life I swore to protect, I didn't at all, and then I took one myself!
April 26th. The egg growls to a black screen saying, "You will not escape me again," before Foolish wakes up on the beacon in his temple. Foolish wonders if he died, but struggles to accept this because he is immortal, but says that this time felt different, and is concerned that he saw the veil of death.
I felt something. I was somewhere, but it was nowhere. It was dark, but it wasn't just nothing.
Then the egg speaks to Foolish in normal unreversed English, and they have a full conversation. The egg tells Foolish that it is in his mind and soul, and
I am an ancient one, even more ancient than you. You are truly foolish if you thought you were stronger than me. You should be afraid.
The egg says that Foolish fears death and has forgotten part of who he is. Foolish tells the egg that he will not join it and that he has tried having power in the past and that it doesn't work, but the egg refutes him.
Power is the only thing that matters, Foolish. You of all should know that. How else can you save yourself from dying, Foolish?
Foolish tells the egg that building gives him control that power doesn't, and that he gets to create instead of destroying. Foolish tries to get the egg out of his head by standing in blue fire, but it doesn't work. The egg tells Foolish that it knows about his deal with Ranboo for the shulker box, which makes Foolish want to get the egg out of his mind even more.
So maybe you do know something, which is all the more reason I need to be rid of you.
The egg tells Foolish that it can give him power and peace. Foolish runs into the water at Church Prime.
And I mean this in the most polite way possible. Go to hell.
Nah! Foolish! Foolish! Nah! Foolish!
The voice of the egg is gone, and Foolish walks around looking for other people. He doesn't know what happened at the Red Banquet after he died and only hopes that they didn't kill everyone. Foolish continues to fear that he really did die, saying the egg was telling him things that he was afraid to admit to himself. He wonders if his temple is safe, but convinces himself that the egg wants him to worry. Foolish stands in his beacon for comfort, but starts crying. He tells himself that he is being pathetic and that he should worry about what happened to the others. He decides to rest before getting answers. Later, Puffy stares at her axe, saying she killed her best friend with it. She thinks that she has failed as a parent and a protector, and that Ant was right about her failing everyone. Puffy finally understands why people stop fighting for L'Manberg and against the egg, because chaos always wins. She worries about where Foolish is, and says that in the moment she could have killed them all, and that it still wouldn't have made up for his death, but it would have only made it worse. Foolish says that Ant and Bad mistook her kindness for weakness, and then they chose to kill Foolish because it would hurt her more than killing her. She accepts that there may be consequences for killing Ant, and worries that violence may be the only way to get people to listen.
If it's who I have to be, if I have to be the villain in everyone's story, then that's the choice I'll make.
Puffy throws her captain log, saying it was supposed to capture her journey as a knight and the friends she made, but now it's her undoing. She says that everyone on the server lies and has a dark side, even herself. She retitles her log from what it means to be a knight to what it means to be a villain. She writes not to trust anyone, even yourself, and that one day you will become the person you recognize least. She never thought that she would take a life, but she wouldn't go back and change what she's done. She vows to give them an era of bloodlust that she didn't even think was possible, but states that Ant and Bad started it. She is sick of caring for people who don't care. Puffy says that she will be loyal to those who have not done her wrong, but that it is doomsday for the people who have crushed her trust. April 27th. Ponk asks Foolish to talk. Foolish worries that it is a trap, but agrees to meet in the community house. Ponk tells Foolish that he never knew Foolish was going to get hurt, and that it hurts to serve people who have betrayed him. Ponk gives Foolish back the cake that he gave to Ponk at the banquet, and they both eat it after Ponk takes the first bite to prove it isn't poisoned. Foolish asks how he can know that this isn't Ponk setting up a trap for the future, and Ponk says he knows Foolish can't trust him, but that he wants to make it up to him by building him a supreme fridge. Foolish is concerned that Ponk's eyes are still red, but Ponk says that the eyes mean nothing, and that he is with the egg because it gives him structure and a place to be. Ponk tells Foolish,
You don't know how much I've lost, alright? Who I've lost?
I died,
all
Ponk!
right?
I died!
Ponk asks,
What's better, a quick death? Or a slow, painful one, Foolish?
which makes me wonder if the egg is torturing Ponk. Ponk tells Foolish that he will build the fridge even if Foolish tries to chase him off, because he wants to prove that he isn't a bad person. Foolish says he can't trust Ponk until his red eyes are gone, but Ponk replies that it will be explained in time, and leaves. Foolish wonders if the banquet was real, or if the egg is just in his head, and wishes that Ponk told him what had happened after he died. April 28th. Bad reveals on a non-lore stream that he still has one more stream with egg lore planned, and that it will involve Skeppy. He also mentions that the egg arc may have a happy ending. Almost a month passes before the egg is brought up again. May 19th. Ant's eyes are still red. May 22nd. The following lore happened 1 week before the Red Banquet, which would have been April 18th, but since it wasn't streamed until May 22nd, I'm putting it here on the timeline. Quackity talks to Sam about fighting Purpled because he will be perfect for Las Nevadas, but Sam says that they haven't seen him in months, and that he is probably dead in the woods. Quackity says that he will create a big one-time job to get Purpled's attention since he follows the money, and then he will reel him in to join Las Nevadas, but Sam thinks it's a bad idea. Quackity places TNT in Purpled's abandoned UFO to see if Purpled will show up, and he does.
Sam,
give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you right now.
Purpled attacks Quackity, and Quackity threatens to blow up the place. He seems to deal with a lot of problems this way. Quackity says that he knows this looks bad, but that he won't blow the place unless Purpled forces him to, and that he only wanted to contact Purpled and didn't know how to. They both agree to take off their armor, and Quackity drops his flint and steel. Quackity talks about the egg and Purpled agrees that the egg has gone on for too long. Quackity says he needs Purpled's help to end it, but Purpled says he's already in the middle of another mercenary job. Quackity argues that this job is more important and that it'll pay Purpled more. Purpled questions how he'll know that Quackity has more money to give him, and Quackity offers to show him Las Nevadas and all the money he's making there. We then flash forward to after the Red Banquet. Quackity thanks Purpled for his help. Purpled says that Sam contained the egg, but asks if Quackity knows what is going to happen. And Quackity says that it's contained so it can't hurt anybody, and that there is already less tension on the server. Purpled then asks for his money, and Quackity blows up his UFO, telling Purpled that he should now join Las Nevadas since he has nothing left. June 2nd. Ant says that he needs to talk to Bad and that he isn't ready to talk to Puffy yet. He meets Bad and asks what happened at the banquet after he died. Ant remembers that he killed Foolish, and Bad says that no one blames him, but Ant says that they are monsters. Bad says that he tries not to think about it, but Ant says that they can't ignore it. Ant remembers that Puffy killed him, and then remembers the horrible things he said to Puffy. Bad tells Ant that after he died, the Eggpire had no choice but to run, and Ant wonders why Bad didn't try to save him. Bad tries to ignore what he did, but Ant makes him face it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you did do some horrible stuff.
No, you did some horrible stuff.
Ant reminds Bad that he killed Skeppy and betrayed his friends, and Bad said that it seemed like they had good reasons at the time, but Ant says that they let the egg control them. Bad says that they didn't get what they want since the plan didn't work, and that he can't exactly remember what the egg wanted now. Ant tells Bad that they need to make amends with Sam and Puffy, because they are their friends. Bad also tells Ant that he has steered clear of the egg since the banquet. Ant says that their friends tried to stop them and they didn't listen. Bad admits that he isn't blameless, but says that Ant never tried to stop him either, and Ant agrees that they both did horrible things, and that they even dragged in Hannah, Punz, and Ponk. Bad says the egg brainwashed them, but that isn't an excuse, and even though they aren't fully to blame, they still need to apologize and own up to it. Ant says Bad owes him an apology for letting him die and leaving him, but Bad says that it was kind of a good thing that they killed Ant because otherwise they would have killed more people for the egg. Then Bad apologizes to Ant for letting Puffy kill him and says that he should have done a better job protecting Ant in general and from the egg. Ant forgives Bad and also apologizes for not protecting Bad from the egg and letting them both get carried away. Then Ant goes off to apologize to Puffy. Ant finds her and tells her that he remembers what happened, but that he doesn't know how to apologize to her, and Puffy turns to leave. Ant then apologizes for saying all those awful things to her and killing Foolish, and says that she was right to kill him. He says that she doesn't have to forgive him and that he doesn't expect to, but that she deserves an apology. Puffy says she appreciates it, and she apologizes because it wasn't right to kill him either. She says that she also blames Bad more for what happened. Puffy notices that Ant's eyes are normal again, and he says that the red just went away. Puffy says Ant is like Bad's pet and does things for him, and that Ant needs to be his own person. Ant thinks that Puffy has a point and calls over Bad to tell him that he let Ant do all the dirty work. Bad says he was following the egg, and Puffy says that he chose to let Ant do the dirty work. Bad tells him that he didn't want to think about what he's done, but that it happened. He invited Puffy and everyone else to the banquet with the intention of killing them. Bad apologizes to Ant for asking him to kill people and to Puffy for allowing Ant to kill Foolish. They all forgive each other and hug it out. That's all there is for the Eggpire now, but here's what I'm expecting that will be shown to end the Eggpire arc after over 7 months of content. I think that will be shown how Sam contained the egg after the Red Banquet, the eventual destruction of the egg. We'll see Ant and Bad apologize to everyone, especially Sam, Hannah, Ponk, Punz, and Foolish, and Bad will have some ending lore with Skeppy that will lead them to Big Daddy Island. I'm excited to see how they wrap up the end of the story, and I congratulate Bad, Ant, and everyone else involved for making such a detailed and mysterious story. I hope that we'll get to learn more about the egg and what its motives were before it is destroyed. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps out creators such as myself. And I hope you have a great day because you deserve to. Bye!